G'day, mate. This is Dave, and this is
Brad,
and this is
Dwayne.
So you've heard us talk about Dwayne before, and he's part of our Travelling Brothers cigar review tonight. First time.
First time.
You're a virgin on video, mate.
Oh, okay. Why should that sound strange? But
Because you're probably not a virgin.
I don't think so.
Well, not on video.
Oh, but you don't know that, do you?
And not on video either.
So, Brad, what are we doing here tonight?
We're doing another boob tube.
Another noob tube.
Whatever, boob. We are the ultimate crux for someone who's new to smoking cigars. What cigar do I choose?
We're going to hook them on cigars.
This technically should have been the first video. Cheers. Dicks.
Cheers. What are we drinking, mate? You got this one. It's called Conviction.
So
tell us about Conviction.
I'm sure you guys got to see all these incredible pictures that I personally took while I was in the Outer Banks for vacation with my family. And Alex, my 10-month-old, got to see the beach for the first time, which is huge for a Florida baby. And I found ABC liquor stores down in the Carolinas had an incredible collection of small batch bourbons, all from the Carolinas. And this one right here is from Mount Pleasant, North Carolina. Is a beautiful 2-year aged bourbon. And we got some comments that you guys want to hear more about these bourbons. I don't really know much beyond the taste.
Because not much pairs better with a good cigar than a good bourbon, right, Brett?
Yeah, no, nothing does.
Well, actually a lot does, but we like bourbon.
Black Rifle Coffee definitely does.
And wine does, you know, it's like the...
throw that over there, Dave.
Yeah, so we'll throw it over there. Yeah. So you can see, if you turn this sideways, you can see we've already put a pretty good dent in it. And I have to say, it's pretty good. It says on the side, small batch, 2 years, and I'd be surprised. I was really surprised to see that it's that young. But
must
give
be really
Conviction.
small barrels.
Really small barrels, right?
Right, that's the only way to get that type of color in 2 years.
Yeah, it was delicious.
Why is that, Dwayne?
The contact with the oak.
Contact with the oak?
In the barrel,
Yeah.
Charred barrel, small container, more contact.
We told you. We told you we're going to bring the encyclopedia. This is the man. This is the man that Google is scared of because he knows so much.
He's the Dwaynepedia.
He's the Dwaynepedia.
The Dwaynepedia. It's a new version. You have to upgrade.
All right, so tonight we're going to talk about how to choose cigars when you're a noob. So you're a new cigar smoker. You don't really know what to smoke, what not to smoke. You don't know how to choose it. You don't know where to start. So we thought we'd give you a good start.
Just look at this wonderful selection Dwayne brought from us.
Yeah.
From our local cigar lounge. And if you look at these cigars, be like, oh my God, what the heck am I looking at? There's like a lot here.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming.
And that's a small, tiny drop of the ocean of cigars that you can buy, right?
That was a good
one. Absolutely.
Was it a good one? Drop of the ocean? Navy.
Yeah.
Oh,
we learned. But how do you even begin to start, Dwayne? Like, so I pretend I'm the boob.
Okay.
And I walk right in.
It's easy to pretend.
It's easy, right?
I guess I walked into that one.
Right.
So pretend I'm a noob. In this case, I'll use that. Where do I start? What do I like?
Well, when you walk into a local cigar, a brick and mortar, you see thousands of cigars.
Yeah.
Okay, you may see $250,000 to $1 million worth of cigars sitting all around you. And it's amazing to see the types of inventories, the types of varieties, colors, shapes, sizes. It's overwhelming. And, you get asked that question, where do I start?
Yeah.
What's the first one? And the typical question is someone walks in, I'm new.
Yeah.
I've never smoked a cigar before.
Mm-hmm.
And, how do you start with that?
Can you tell a noob when they walk in?
You could probably see them a mile away.
Like they don't even walk into the humidor, right? They just stand by the door and be like, can I go in?
Right.
Am I allowed in? Am I welcome?
Yep. Well, a good thing to start the question with is, are you looking for something smooth and mild? Okay. What type of flavor? Well, I don't know what types of flavors there can be.
Right, so I was going to say that to you. So, I've always thought that, you would start with what kind of things do you like? Like, do you like red wine? Do you like white wine? Do you like dry wine? Do you like sweet wine?
I like
do you
baseball.
like beer? Do you like whiskey? Do you like, what sort of flavors does the person like? Do you like spicy food? Do you like bland food? Like,
Right.
because
Well,
cigars are the same, right? You get all of those.
And I think wine's a great example, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
How many people out there started with a big Cabernet Sauvignon as their very first wine, and they said they absolutely love that big Cabernet Sauvignon?
Probably not.
No,
No
definitely
one.
not.
Okay? They typically start with something that's going to be milder, okay?
Sweeter,
and probably even sweeter.
Yeah.
And that's the way with the cigar land. That's what happens with cigars. It's
Right.
that same pattern. Because if you throw them straight into that big, bold,
Yeah.
frankly, the cigars I like, what you realize is you've got someone running down the street screaming.
Yeah. And they're never going to
and
smoke a
they're never
cigar
gonna come
again.
back. So you typically start with something mild, creamy, super easy on the palate, not super challenging.
Right.
Something that will smoke easily for them. What does that mean? It's going to produce a cool smoke, not
Right.
hot.
Yep.
It's going to be easy to light.
Yep.
So you're not going to give them the very small diameter cigars, the Lanceros.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well, I
you're
find
gonna-
they get hot, and
And you have to baby them, right?
You have to baby them, yeah.
So you're going to give them something that's right in the middle as far as the size.
Mm-hmm.
And a great example
Yeah.
is you're going to go to the Dominican Republic. What do you say about cigars from the Dominican Republic, Dave?
They're Cuban-esque. Like
They're-
they're very they're earthy. They're Cuban-esque. There's a consistent. It's like this. I think of Cuban and Dominican like beer, and Nicaragua like craft beer.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yep.
like there's more. I think there's more flavors and there's more experimentation happening in the
Now
Nicaragua.
that we have the Duena Pita here, I've always wanted to know, so is it from the embargo that most of the growers left Cuba to go to the Dominican Republic?
Exactly. It was the embargo and the way that the new administration was treating the people that they left.
Right.
Many of the very famous cigar brands that we depend on today, like Padron,
Right.
Jose escaped Cuba,
Yep.
okay, Cuban boat lift, and found his way down to Florida,
Okay.
okay, and that's what we see all throughout the Dominican, the Nicaraguan area. Nicaragua, the complexity comes from elevation and various soil types, primarily being volcanic soils,
Right.
giving you
Yeah.
different characteristics.
There you go, Dave. More hot for your devil's den.
But it,
Yeah, I want to go and check the place out. It'd be really cool.
I'm sure you probably swim in the volcano. How hot it is.
But one of my favorite cigars, talking about that first cigar experience, and frankly, a cigar that people that are smoking cigars every day, they still love to come back to, is this Monte Cristo White.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
And that's a Dominican.
The Dominican, smooth, creamy, mild.
And isn't Monte Cristo like a famous Cuban
Exactly.
brand as well?
And it's owned by a company called Altadis SA.
Uh-huh.
They own 60% of all the Cuban brands.
Right.
Okay, and they produce a very consistent quality cigar.
Yeah.
And that's another important thing that we wanted the first time people to experience is consistency and quality.
Right.
You don't want it to fall apart on them.
So notice all the ones you've picked here, they're all about the same ring gauge. So ring gauge is the thickness of the cigar, right? It's done by a ring, it's a measurement of inches of how round it is, right?
Millimeters, yeah.
Millimeters. Oh, okay. So, but like a 60 ring gauge is 60 mil.
Yeah.
Okay, right, okay. Hey, so hang on a minute. Americans do metric?
Of course they do.
Really? Only when it suits them.
Scientists.
You gotta turn everything into a country competition, Dave.
Okay, but
Yeah.
We all know America's better.
okay, so we have a 52 ring gauge. That's a perfect size. You look at this length. This is a Churchill length. So somewhere between 5 and 6 inches is a great one. So if you look at
I
other
always
things
told my
that-
wife that was 6 inches.
Really,
Yeah.
I'm sorry for her.
We'll take a moment of silence and drink to that one. There you go, Dave.
Yeah, right. Here we go.
Dwayne is welcome here anytime.
So So this creates a very good foundation and a great reference, because you can always say, if someone can learn how this cigar tastes, and they can come in and they say, I would like a shorter smoke.
Right.
That's a Toro.
Okay.
Okay? I would like a spicier smoke. You could go to Monte Classic. There's a spicier smoke.
So this is the I would like something light.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what I'm doing.
So what about, here's a Maduro in here. Now you've got a mixture in here. You've got the Connecticut that you're holding in your hand, and you've got a Maduro, and we've got I don't know if you can see these. Can you get that close to the camera, mate? We've got them all in their cellophane. We should have probably taken them out, but
this one's oddly familiar.
it is. That's the Maduro of the Flor de la Antilles that we reviewed. We haven't reviewed the Maduro, but what I was going to say is, a lot of people say your Connecticut's are mild and your Maduros are strong. Is that a fallacy? Is that...
Okay, so one important term to develop is anytime you use the word strength, so like strong, you're actually not referring to flavor, you're referring to nicotine.
Right.
So if you see any review and they talk strength, they're talking nicotine. And so when we talk about flavor, we're talking about taking the flavor from this one will primarily be dry hay. That type of flavor profile. So mild, creamy
like
with...
hey, or like...
Yeah, imagine you walk into a hay barn or a field of hay.
Yep, right.
That's this one. When you look at this Maduro, you're going to throw off more of a dark chocolate. Okay? A coffee type of flavor.
More cocoa. So not like sweet chocolate, like the dark chocolate, like the...
Yeah,
the really, rich...
Have you talked about what creates the flavor of a cigar? Where does it come from?
No, you tell us. You go for it.
I don't... Okay, so...
I feel like I need a notepad, Dave.
Yeah, take notes, Brad.
I don't know how to write.
Hey Siri, record.
I'm just picking out some of my favorites over here.
So 60% of all the flavor of a cigar is from the wrapper.
The wrapper. We have talked about the binder, the filler, and the wrapper.
Okay, so the flavor, 60% is from the wrapper, 10% from the binder, 30% from the filler. All of the body of a cigar, the smoke production, those types of things, from the filler.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So it's that combination that creates the flavor of the cigar.
So this gets us back to wines when you were talking earlier on, and you used to be big into wine tasting, right? Whereas Brad and I are just into wine drinking.
Okay.
Right. But
I do that very well.
and we talk about how winemakers blend different grapes
Exactly.
to get a different body. So, and that's what we're talking about with the cigars too, right? Is they're blending different tobaccos, sometimes different tobacco strains, sometimes just different parts of the plant, sometimes different locations, all to get together their blend of cigar that's going to take the world by storm, right?
Exactly. You think about the harvest of a tobacco plant, they cut off the bottom leaves first, they wait a little bit of time, they cut off the next set of leaves, and they continue up that process. And that's what creates the different sets of leaves that we see.
And I want to park here for a second because I want to come back to that. A lot of this information that you're pumping, Dwayne, is great, right? But I'm a boob. Like I don't even know how to cut a cigar. That's why I'm watching these videos. So let's break it down. So I walk into my local brick and mortar, and I pop through that door. I'm unsure about myself. I'm unsure about what I want. I don't even know what type of coffee I take.
Okay, so first and foremost, I'm always going to take them to a shade wrapper.
So, okay, that's interesting you say that because my first cigar, well, my first official bought cigar was a Perla Del Mar G Maduro.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I loved it. I think my second one was a Julius Caesar, which is slightly, lighter in shade, but still very full. And I just found the G Maduro just creamy, smooth, easy to smoke, whereas the Connecticut of the same brand
was peppery and
hot. So, I mean, I find sometimes that the Maduros and the darker leaves are actually creamier and more full flavored, like you say, cocos and so forth, and less pepper. What would you say to that?
And they can be. They can be, because I can give you a cigar that has a shade, a Connecticut wrapper, that is very peppery.
Yeah.
Okay? And I can also give you a sun-grown wrapper.
Well, that's a great cigar, that
like
one.
this one.
Yeah.
Which, this is one from Plasencia, Campo. And this is a sun-grown wrapper.
Yeah.
Now, it's the exact same seeds,
I just want to show that to the camera, mate.
just grown in the sunlight versus under a shade cloth.
Yeah, right.
And when you do that...
Now, when we have that one, that's like coffee and cream in the morning. That's just...
Exactly.
I love that cigar.
And the challenge with...
This is a treat for me. Like, when I smoked a cigar, I'm like, I really want it. Like,
yeah.
It's just incredible.
Yeah, and when the...
So we'll make sure we put a link to all of these cigars, or we'll list all these cigars in the links below, in the comment section below. But we'll go through. It's going to be a little bit of a longer video. We're going to go through quite a few cigars here, and we'll try and give you an idea of what to go in and ask for. But you don't have to take too many notes. We're going to put all the names of the cigars that we bring out in the comments below.
Yeah. So
I want to park there for a second.
So Brad got annoyed with me unraveling the cellophane off the cigars, so he wanted to stop and let us do the whole lot. So we've saved you out of that problem. So we're back to talking about what we've got now. There's a lot of ladies going into smoking cigars now.
Our traveling sisters, if you will.
The traveling sisters, yeah. And like both of our wives smoke way more than we do. I mean, so much more than we do. But they both got a bit of a sweet tooth, and you know them both.
Yep.
And you've stretched them from the sweet tooth, but where did they start?
So in general, they start with
The acids.
the acids,
Drew Estate, the coffees.
the infused cigars.
Infused, yeah.
Now, the first thing that attracts them to these cigars is not the infusion.
It's the aroma.
Nope. It's the sweetness
Oh,
caused
okay.
by the dipping of
That's
the
what my wife was attracted to me for. Sweetness.
Sweetness, yeah.
Oh,
I
right.
don't think so. Yeah. Well,
So-
it wasn't your good looks, so maybe there's something else too.
So
Gotcha, honey.
the typical infused cigar is actually dipped in a simple syrup type of liquid that causes the cigar itself,
To be sweet when
To
you put it in
be
your
very
mouth, you get a sweet look taste when you lick your lips.
and that's the typical thing that they first react to.
Right.
And that's why this cigar, Acid Cuba Cuba, is the most popular Nicaraguan cigar by far as volume.
But I go out riding the motorcycle on the weekend. I see big, burly motorcycles smoking exactly that cigar in that size.
Exactly.
So the motorcycles are definitely smoking it.
Motorcyclists,
Oh, okay, just checking.
bikers.
Okay, I'm just
In Australia, we call them bikies.
it's like smoking bourbon.
It's like smoking bourbon. Well, you know, I'm speaking left-handed after several bourbons.
I get where you come from.
It's not just a lady's smoke, though, right?
Oh,
it's
by
just
no
not a
means.
lady's cigar.
By no means. You'll see everyone, all walks of life, all different demographics, smoking.
Yeah.
The acid line, the tobacco line.
Isn't there like 30-something different flavors on the acid line?
It's incredible, and people want to describe the flavor. It's impossible.
All right, so let's pull out. So you've got the Acid Cuba Cuba here. You've got the Tabac Especial, and then you've got the Tabac Especial Negra. Right now, see when I smoke the Negra, and do you want to just show them those cigars there, please, Brad?
Yeah.
When I smoke the Negra, I find that a smoother cigar than I do the Connecticut.
Okay. The big difference that you will always experience between these two cigars is obviously this one is coffee infused. It should be a very smooth smoke. That's how
that's
it
the
should be.
Dolce, yeah.
And then with this cigar, the Negra, you'll get a little bit of a cocoa
Yeah.
reaction. So almost think about it as a mocha.
Yeah, well, see, I like chocolate in my coffee, so maybe that's why I like it.
So that's the infused cigars. So
Right, so we'll put them over here. Now we've got the champagne here, Perdomo. I love Perdomo. Have you got any other Perdomos there in this list or not? This lineup?
we've got a sun-grown Perdomo, and we also have a
Right. So this champagne. When I saw champagne, and you first gave me this cigar, and my wife this cigar as well, I was expecting dry, but it's actually not a dry finish, is it?
no, not at all.
It's quite moist finish. It's not. I wouldn't call it sweet, but it's not dry.
But it is a really nice cigar.
Oh, I gave you the Champagne Noir.
The Champagne Noir was you gave me that the first time.
I
Yeah,
thought that was an incredible cigar. Incredible.
yeah.
It had, but again, even as I continued to develop my palate, I kept picking up a Maduro or a Habano. I avoided the Connecticut's, and I only came back to the Connecticut's recently.
Yeah.
That cigar right there was my walk-in to the BAM! Connecticut. Because it had a Maduro tip. And it's an aged Connecticut. I've never paired anything with cigars. I've read about wine pairings, food pairings. Like, I've heard all that crap. But one thing I sat with an Altadis rep that we're very close to, and he handed me a piece of white chocolate. And
Yeah.
He said, "Don't chew it." I was like, but it's delicious. He said, "Just put it in your mouth and let the oils from the chocolate release." And he said, "Don't put the whole thing in, just a little chunk." And he said, "Light the cigar." And I put it in my mouth and let just the chocolate melt away. I did what he said. I lit that cigar, and I did it with Ian. And I was sitting there with him, and blown. I had never in my life tried to pair cigars or food or coffee.
Right.
I just drink random crap.
Right.
And I just realized at that moment, I'm like, man, there's a whole world I never knew existed here.
Yeah. Yep.
And it was so delicious. And when I talk to people about a cigar that should be in your everyday lineup, new as a boob as you are, or old as you are as well, so I really can't say you're new, this cigar needs to be in your lineup because it has such a simple flavor profile, but it's so delicious.
All right, let's go to two others of my favorites that I see here. We've got the Charter Oak. Can I see that there? The Charter Oak,
Beautiful.
Connecticut. And we've got the Brick House Double Connecticut. Now, how much does a Brick House Double Connecticut run at? Are they about
$7, $8.
$7 or $8. And I buy this thing by the box load.
Right.
Both of these cigars, these are my morning with coffee cigars, and they're both about the same price point.
Exactly.
And just brilliant. So, tell us a little bit about who would like those cigars. Generally.
And Dave, what did you lock in on? U.S. grown in the Connecticut River Valley. Both wrappers for both of these cigars.
Is that in Connecticut?
Grown in the same place. Yes, it's
it's in Mexico. Connecticut in Mexico.
Okay, so very good examples.
Now this one's obviously by Foundation Cigars, and this one's
by J.C. Newman.
J.C. Newman, who also did the Perdomo I was talking about before, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Both of these
Beautiful
cigars,
bastard J.C. Newman's making some good smokes lately.
There's some good smokes coming out of there.
Yeah.
both have Nicaraguan fillers.
Oh, right, okay. But Connecticut wrappers.
Connecticut wrappers.
That's why we like them so much.
So you're talking about very consistent cigars, and at the price, $7. And that's a second question. We were talking about what kind of questions.
Right.
Price becomes one of the biggest issues.
Yeah. All right. So, Dwayne, it's your bourbon. Let's move that out of the way. Let's go through what we've got here. Now, there's a couple we've missed. The Judge. Why would you put the Judge
In the boob lineup.
in the noob lineup?
Okay. Okay, so my father, the Judge, is a great representation of a super smooth
Judicial
cigar.
figure.
Judicial figure.
Super smooth cigar. So remember what we first said about this one?
Yeah.
Smooth. It is an easy to smoke, so the draw is perfect. Okay? What do we say that we wanted to ensure that the person could do? Light it, perfect draw. The difference with this one is it will throw off a milk chocolatey, don't think Ghirardelli 70%. Think Hershey, Pennsylvania. Think
Right,
Hershey's
right.
chocolate. It throws off that kind of flavor.
Can you get that from the smell? I do get that from the smell. This is a beautiful wrapper by My Father's Cigar.
Oh, it is a phenomenal cigar from my father. Again, construction's always good. So that's a good starting point for someone that you believe will go with bolder flavors.
All right, now you've got another My Father here.
This is the My Father Connecticut Toro. Okay. And it fits into the same game as all of the other shades that we've spoke about today. It is a very smooth Nicaraguan fillers on it. Ecuadorian Connecticut.
Now I'm going to hold you right there for a minute. And I'm going to ask you to group these cigars. So I want you to group these cigars into flavor profiles so that we can sort of say, okay, these are clearly sweet and infused. So we got the Tabac Negra, the Tabac Dolce, and the Cuba Cuba.
Can that be the, I don't want to put my foot in the water, I just want to dip my toe?
These are, you know, you could give these to any new cigar smoker and they'd go, oh, that tastes different to what I thought it would taste. Really, that's the case, isn't it? It's
Absolutely.
like they're not going to be turned off by this. And these are good cigars to have in your humidor to give to people who are new. They come to the party because they're not overly expensive, these either, are they?
No, about $10.
Yeah. All right, so we've got those there. Now, your next group is these easy ones. Now, these are ranging in price a little bit because the Monte Cristo runs at around how much?
About 13.
About 13. But then you've got the... we should put these out in front there. I'll hand them to you, Brad, and you lay them out in front. So the Monte Cristo, you're looking at about 13. And then the Foundation and the Brickhouse Double Connecticut, you're looking at what? About 7 or 8?
7 or 8.
7 or 8. Okay. And then these My Fathers, what are they running at?
Okay, so the My Father
Yep.
is running
$8.
about $10.
About 10.
The Perdomo, that's about $10.
Uh-huh.
And then the Grupo De Maestro from H. Upmann is going to run you about 11, 12.
Right. So again, if we're looking for a good beginner smoke, a good beginner cigar, a good morning cigar, or one to have in the humidor that you can give people easily, we're looking in around these two areas here as fit all-rounders. And these ones start to stretch the palate a little bit further than these guys. Would it be fair to say that?
Absolutely.
Right. It's fair to say that the Monty White at $13, even though it's a little bit more it's pricey, it's a good place for someone to start.
Yeah.
Okay? Because this cigar does not inject spice.
Right.
When I talk about these cigars here,
Yeah. This one definitely a little bit more spicy than this one.
exactly,
Yeah.
these...
Can we
will throw
park
some-
there for a second? Because the spice thing always gets me. What the fuck are you talking about with spice?
Do you get that peppery taste in your mouth? So like you've got a black pepper taste and a white pepper taste. We should get into tasting notes and learning about how to taste in a whole nother video. But
Right.
but yeah, you're talking about the difference between a smooth, creamy finish in your mouth to a slightly edgy finish in your mouth. Does
Like
that...
putting too much pepper in your eggs.
Yeah, putting
Gotcha.
too much pepper in your
Exactly.
eggs, yeah.
But that's a great video idea to talk about those flavors.
Yeah, talk about the different flavour notes. Now, you've left us two other groups here. What's this group that you've got here? So we've got the Plasencia, the Julius Caesar, and the Judge.
Okay, so I have really smooth, extremely smooth cigars that have various flavor types, primarily being one of a milk chocolate kind. And by the way, that's not infused, right?
No.
That's just the tobaccos.
Yeah.
The Julius Caesar, that's another one from J.C. Newman. That's a really, really great, smooth cigar,
For a boob, that'd be your special occasion smoke.
right?
Like I'm going to a wedding.
Well, I actually took a box of these to my best friend's wedding.
Perfect.
And everybody just loved it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, it's a pretty easy smoke. And then, of course, the Plasencia Campo. The Plasencia Campo is a cigar that I would give to a well-seasoned cigar smoker
Yeah.
or a newer cigar smoker. It's incredibly smooth and creamy. It's got a nice flavor profile. and just the very slightest amount of spice, almost no spice. So it's an amazing cigar for a Nicaraguan puro.
All right, so last ones. Now you've got some Maduros here for people to try in a sun-grown.
Okay, so the sun-grown is going...
Perdomo?
Perdomo, and Nick Perdomo's primary business strategy is to produce very smooth cigars. So Perdomo is always a good line to go and look at for a new cigar smoker.
And new cigar smokers in particular, I hand them these sun-grown cigars because mild on the spice, not complex.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that you can pick up this cigar and be like...
Oh, but I love them. I've always got a box of Perdomos. I've got the aged 12 years bourbon up here at the moment.
Yep.
And always got some Perdomos
Because
in my...
it makes it very simple for you to say, hey, these 4 flavors,
Yeah.
I know this flavor I like,
Yeah.
or this flavor I
Yeah.
like. And it allows that noob
Yeah.
to be able
And
to
then the last two, the Charter Oak, the Maduro of the Connecticut that we were talking about earlier. Quickly, how does that differ from the
Completely different flavor, same price.
Yep, same price.
Okay,
Point.
Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, complex as a inexpensive cigar, but throws off this nice deep chocolatey note.
Would you be able to say that I walk into a cigar lounge and be like, you know what? Let me grab the Connecticut Charter and the Maduro Charter, get out of that cigar lounge for under $15, and be able to have a good understanding of where I need to go next time?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Fleur de la Centillis, the Maduro version. We've done a review on the Fleur de la Centillis before, but it was not the Maduro. The Maduro, I've got to say, sometimes when I feel like a special smoke, a special spoke.
That sounds very L'chaim.
I L'chaim that stick.
Happy New Year.
So this one here, the Maduro, I love that cigar. That's a. What would you add to that?
You know,
You've broken it. You'll have to smoke it now.
Okay.
Okay. It's a great cigar. I'm a bigger fan of the sun-grown.
Oh, really?
This particular one.
You like that? Yeah.
But I think it's a great example of what they can do at My Father.
Yep.
And this is from My Father, and we've had two.
My
from
father
them.
does some great cigars.
He's a lovely gentleman.
Yep.
Alrighty. So, what are we going to go and smoke with the rest of this bourbon, boys?
Campo.
You're going to have the Campo. I've got the Campo. I'll give you the Campo. Since you've done so much hard work, you can have the Campo.
Oh.
What? I think no favoritism involved here. I'm going to go the Fleur de la Centillis. You weren't quick enough. Now what are you going to have? Oh, the judge.
I'm going to surprise you all.
No.
I'm going to go the Julius Caesar.
Wow,
That's
I'm going
nice
to tell
cigar.
you, I've
That's
been
nice
huge into Robert Caldwell, but I'll tell you, J.C. Newman, if you look at our Traveling Brothers Cigar Instagram page, I got to tell you, it's covered in J.C. Newman cigars right now, between the pearls.
Yeah,
between
we're
the
smoking a lot of
Maximus,
J.C. Newman at the moment.
and it is.
Yeah, we are.
I'm telling you, I'm just falling in love with the Julius's. But I do know this is very nostalgic for you, and this is a cigar that you really do enjoy. So,
you're going to leave it for me?
I'm going to leave it for you because you know what? We are brothers.
You're that kind of guy.
And I think I'm going to smoke this My Father's.
The judge.
Okay.
Oh. Can I cut it for you?
I mean, it's a really special thing to do, but yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Such a professional.
So actually, we're going to do another review, another noob video soon on etiquette. Stay tuned for that one. I know this has been a long video, but lots to take in. We'll list the cigars.
Maybe just give me the cap. Be like, that's what you're smoking.
We'll list the cigars in the comments below. So if you want to refer back to any of them and go down to your local brick and mortar store and try one, we'll be able to do that. And like and subscribe. And I think that's all from me.
That's all for me.
And good lights. Good, light them up. Let's see the next one.
All right. Catch you later.
Catch you later.